Welcome, ghouls and goblins, to the Broken Bay. Before we find ourselves thrust into the fray, we will have a brief opening narration. Sunset greeted them when, after a wild circle to the east and south, they cleared the divide of the Contra Costa Hills and began dropping down the long grade that led past Redwood Peak to Fruitvale. Beneath them stretched the flat lands to the bay, checkerboarded into fields and broken by towns of Elmhurst, San Leandro, and Haywards. The smoke of Oakland filled the western sky with haze and murk, while beyond, across the bay, they could see the first winking lights of San Francisco. Now, our coterie, three of you find yourselves in possession of a letter from the Prince himself, Theodore Talbot IV. Does anyone wish to read the letter aloud in meta so that we can enter it into the record for our compatriots at home?
Certainly, if no one else will.
Yeah, go for it.
From the Prince of this city, compatriot, a most jocund welcome to you. I cordially invite you to attend to matters concerning the Principality of San Francisco. Please visit me at the Grand Opera House. I will be aware of your arrival. While you prepare yourselves to make my acquaintance, I have made arrangements at the Palace Hotel for your accommodations. Simply avail yourselves of the alley behind the hotel at roughly 9 p.m. Knock thrice, and inform the attendant you are here from the United Fruit Company. Sincerely, Theodore Talbot IV.
A lot of you arrive in town on the night train, the Anubis Express. You meander your way through the streets of San Francisco, eventually arriving at the back alley of the Palace Hotel. Three of you. So let me just dispose of a certain miscreant who is not present. Now, the three of you arrive at about the same time. It is a stern alley filled with the refuse of the Victorian era, or the tail end of it if we want to be charitable. And you see the large brass doors of the rear entrance to the Palace Hotel. There are two other persons here. If you wish, what do you say we just, the lot of you arrive, all three of you at the same time, in the dead center of the door. Feel free to act as awkwardly or as non-awkwardly as you see fit.
My gentleman sizes up the other two, sees that they both have hats, and he is hatless. He feels exposed, but he will remain without a hat. Oh wait, is it just us three? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
Phoenix
he
doesn't
sizes
show
up
up till later.
this other scoundrel here with a hat. He sees a very fancy hat. He feels exposed without his own hat, but he stands by his decision to not have a hat. Gets in the way sometimes.
Okay. I would say that my character notices kind of being sized up, but is not intimidated by it. He's just kind of also reciprocating the sizing of the up. And it's just
I'm
kind of
also
waiting calmly and patiently.
I look towards Libby's character for guidance.
Francesca, forgot her name. Excuse me. Francesca Morgagni wastes no time and approaches the door to knock on it.
You knock 3 times, and there is a brief delay, and then the door is opened by a blonde woman, bequeathed in the fashion of the era. She seems to be wearing some kind of night garment that she has thrown an overcoat over. She is carrying a small lantern, sizes up the lot of you, and she takes out a small piece of paper that's coiled up in a little satchel on her side and goes, Dr. Francesca Morgagni, Juan Carlo Espinosa de la Rosa, and Victor Castro.
Mírame, gringo. Es Juan Carlos Espinosa de la Rosa. Get it right.
She waves her hand in the air and says, "There's no need for theatrics, sir. I'm a lady. There's nothing to impress." Now, are that all three of you? I see that Juan Carlo is here.
Francesca nods, and says, I can account for myself.
She kind of raises a lantern up and goes, "And you are Mr. Castro?"
That's correct. That's me.
Pleasure. Follow me, please. Do you have any bags?
I would never hand
Yes.
off my
My
bags
my
to a
character
lady.
does not. Yeah, my character does not have bags with him.
Francesca has 3, which she insists on carrying all of.
All right, perfect. She escorts the three of you through the gnarled mire of.
Yeah, wait.
She escorts you through the gnarled mire of the Palace Hotel, eventually arriving at a large door labeled Wine Cellar. She opens the wine cellar door, escorts you all down into the basement, and you find yourselves in a large, resplendent wine cellar. The air is faintly musty and damp. She gives a lot of you a faint curtsy and says, "These are our private suites for various discerning guests." She'll point to some of the larger barrels kind of in the south, and in the east, and in the west. And she'll hand each of you a key and says, "Through the doors you'll find the suites have been hidden and obscured. Do enjoy your stay, and if you have any need for us, there are bells in there to summon the attendants. I hope you enjoy your stay." As she says this, she extends out her hand and goes, clearly an expectation of a gratuity.
I tip her.
And she goes, "Thank you, sir. I'm glad someone has candor." And then she departs. All right, what would the three of you like to do?
Is the fourth character who's okay.
She's not here yet.
Okay.
She's
dead to us.
she's re-dead to you. She's indisposed at
Yeah.
present.
Francesca will turn to Victor and extend a hand. You must be Mr. Castro.
That is correct. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And you are?
Dr. Mignoni. Oh, sorry, Dr. Morgagni.
A doctor. And what, pray tell, did you study in your academics?
Anatomy, but really anything that wasn't closed too tightly that a scalpel couldn't open.
My. Well, I'm sure we'll get along just fine, man.
She nods and gestures to JC. Will you introduce yourself, or would you rather I did?
No, thank you, madam. I will introduce myself to this gentleman here. I am Juan Carlo Espinosa de Rosa. Those familiar with me can call me JC.
Well, pleasure to meet you, JC.
The door, a sort of obscured door, I suppose, nearby is going to creak open, and Daphne is going to peek her head out at the three of you and just say, "I thought I heard voices out here. Are you the three that I'm supposed to be meeting for the prince?"
I believe it would be so. And you all, miss?
Lovely to meet all of you. My name is Daphne Lucilia.
Well, pleasure to meet you, ma'am. And what brings you to this establishment to be summoned by the prince?
Oh, I was here already
Hmm,
on business.
business. Interesting. Very well. Well, I'm sure we'll all become better acquainted in time as we go about our dealings with the prince. And I think I will begin to motion towards my suite just to kind of
Perfect.
peruse and see what kind of vintages are present in the cask.
All right, perfect. As the lot of you actually, does anyone else follow suit and decide maybe it's now time to freshen up before meeting with the prince?
Whatever, sweet.
My character already came pretty much prepared to meet somebody that is high and well-to-do in vampire society. So
At the very least, needs to put down her bags.
Is there anything that Daphne saw in her suite or that was there perhaps already that she could pick up and examine that might maybe was left by the prince or anything like that?
No, but actually, as you emerge from your door and make your adjustments, you see that there's a rather sizable brass box at the dead center of the room that was not there when you arrived earlier. Oh, actually, one quick minor adjustment. The prince told you to meet you not on. God, hold on a second, I gotta remember a date here.
Oh yeah, I did want to ask what today's date is in the campaign.
It is Wednesday, April 18th, 1906. Let me punch that in there. So the prince's, I forgot to make an adjustment. The prince's note said 9 p.m. or so, but actually it is roughly about 4 in the morning now. It took you all longer to get here, and he accounted for that, and is basically kind of adjust a note to say that I'll see you on the evening of the 18th. So like 9 p.m. on Wednesday the 18th. So right now it's like about 4 or so in the morning on the 18th, and sunrise is at 5:31. So you have 90 minutes until the sun rises.
okay.
Now there is a small little brass box, and it does have your names on it. It says Daphne, Francesca, Juan, and Victor on it. There's a little placard on it, and it seems to have already been propped open for easy access. What would you like to do?
Open the box.
Perfect. You open the box, and inside are various maps of San Francisco, like the bay, various locations, things of that nature. There is a farmer's almanac for the year of 1906, which tells you when the sun sets and rises every day. Extremely useful. And there is also a pocket watch that has been perfectly timed to San Francisco time. So you'll be able to keep meticulous track of the time. And it currently says it is about 4:15 a.m. Sunrise is in about 90 minutes or so.
Mhm.
How would you all like to divvy up the loot?
Can we get like a written list of what's there, please, or just repeat it slowly so I can write it down?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right. There's also one of the maps. There's a map that shows you San Fran overall, and then there is another map which actually has some directions from here to the Opera House. The Opera House is about 2.1 miles away.
Now, you're saying that these are all items that are to be divided amongst all of us, or we each have a copy?
I'll say that you each have a copy.
Okay, got it.
So everyone gets a pocket watch, a little map, and a farmer's almanac, so that you can keep track of time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make sure to keep it safe, because I will be a jerk about this.
Okay.
All right. Aside from the items in there, it seems that you're in due time for a nap, and that you can awaken the next day refreshed and ready to greet the knight and the prince. Would we like to do anything else before we retire for the evening?
Just for sake of role playing, are we correct in assuming that our characters are completely foreign to the concept of like daylight savings time or anything like that seasons, because that wasn't implemented until the 1910s.
Yeah, true. I don't think it exists yet. So just consider it as standard Pacific time or whatever.
Okay, got it.
I think the railroad standardized a lot of time frames by now, so it's set to railroad
Mhm.
time, which I think is what they would have done.
Got it.
All right, perfect. Anything else before we retire, ladies and gents?
No, I think I'm good.
All right,
No,
perfect.
Francesca will put down her things and potentially start taking out some lab equipment. And just little comforts.
Like a severed human head. That's her friend. So,
Mhm.
all right, the
Daphne will do a dancing little shuffle back to her room.
perfect. And what does our good man Juan do?
He's gonna store his couple backup weapons in his room. And start scoping out the area, and he's gonna defer about an hour of sleep. How long did he say till sunrise?
About 90 minutes.
Yeah, he's gonna defer an hour of sleep to scope out the nearby area.
Give me a survival check.
Okay. Survival with dexterity work.
I would do survival wits. Let's see what you get here. 3, not bad. The rest of the Palace Hotel was constructed out of wood with a modest amount of stone masonry. But you notice that the wine cellar is unusually sturdy, made out of rock and earthenware. And you recall that the area is prone to earthquakes, but it hasn't had one in a while, so you're not terribly concerned about that. You get the feeling that even if some kind of cataclysm were to occur, you would be safe in this basement, at least for a while.
Nice.
Everyone else's buttholes puckering.
I'm gonna report back to the doctor, and I'll let her know that I feel secure in this area.
Thank you, JC. That's very helpful. Is there anything you need? Are you hungry?
Hello?
Hello? Can y'all not?
No,
We can
I
all
hear you.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Juan, are you hungry?
Yeah, Juan, are you hungry? JC, are you hungry?
I have one hunger.
Is that something that's on our sheet?
Yeah, you basically always have one hunger unless you drain a human
Okay.
dry and kill them. So it's the only way to get rid of it.
Let's not worry about that. Okay, but we've already fed for the night then, I guess.
Everyone is you all had a snack on the way here. You're fine.
Okay, great. All right.
All right, perfect. Time for rest.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You all fall into a brief slumber before you are all jostled awake by an enormous crack and boom. Give me an awareness check.
Awareness wits.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah. Is there a attribute that we do for this?
The game basically says do jazz, whatever you think is appropriate. So, like, if you're trying to, I know the game is very like if you're trying to do it like fast, then like wits. So like,
Okay.
if you're trying to quickly parse the situation, wits. If you're trying to kind of center yourself, you could do like intelligence, where you can take your time, and resolve is like under pressure or what have you. All right, so
let me know if
Victor,
you did that right.
you did it fine. That's perfectly fine. Now for Victor though, you got a bestial failure, which means you succeed, but something's faintly off, and you can interpret the bestial failure in regards to your bane or however else you want it. So, say for example, I don't know, so the thing that's awakening all of you is you feel the jostle and rustle of the earth. There's an earthquake going on, and it's a hell of a doozy. You can feel the floor beneath you seem to almost turn into a wave of fluid, and you struggle to get your bearings, and a lot of you hear the distinct crash and kerplump of the building above you imploding upon itself. You are now buried underneath 6 stories of granite and wood. After a few moments, it subsides. A lot of you check your watches. It is currently 5:12 a.m. Sunrise is at 5:31. Now, Victor,
Is there any sunlight that got in? You said that we're pretty secure down here, yeah, right?
reasonably, but you would have to open the door and check outside.
Okay.
Who is a bad enough
I'll
dude?
risk it. I'll do it.
Right, Juan Carlo, you open the door, and your previous assessment was correct. The basement is still sealed. Now, no light would be getting in anyway, because it's still nighttime. But you do detect the very distinct snack, crackle, and pop of flames above, and none of the light from the fire is going through into the cellar. So you're sealed in here tight. It seems that the sun will not be bothering you. Do you wish to inform the rest of your compatriots that it's safe to exit?
The shaking of the earth that has dropped this building upon us has not affected the basement. It is safe to exit and relocate. Of course, we want to avoid the bite of the sun. I'm gonna check the time.
It is 5:12 a.m. You have basically 19 minutes until the sun rises.
All right. Well, whatever we do, we should get out of here quickly.
Those of you proficient in craft, give me a craft check.
All right. I can do that.
Can I use a mental skill for that?
Yeah. So craft and whatever you
like
want.
what? Yeah, so like intelligence or something?
I'm gonna use intelligence because it's.
Yeah, you have
That's
time
my
here,
value.
so I think like you're analyzing the structure. Basically, is what you're doing right now to see.
Oh,
how...
okay.
Okay, not bad, Doctor. Not
Can
bad.
I use dexterity?
I suppose if you want to see if you could maneuver and nimble it in, that's fine.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh god. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Victor and Victor Castro and Dr. Francesca kind of put their noggins. Oh, good job, Daphne. Put their noggins together and determine.
I'm helping.
Yeah, and determine that it is not feasible to exit the cellar in the time before the sun rises. The only thing that you could do is you assume that the kind will start digging around here trying to find survivors, and it looks like these basement rooms are very insular. You should probably retreat into them and fortify yourselves until the sun sets again.
Daphne is gonna speak up and just say, I don't know how big your spaces are, but my room seems to be rather large if you would like to join me in barricading ourselves.
Yeah, Victor speaks up and says, something's not right. All that rumbling, I think a lot of folks are going to start poking around here and start trying to look for us. I think we should just stay put.
Precisely.
Ugh.
I agree. Analysis reveals that we will not be able to get to adequate shelter in time before the sun rises, in agreement with Mr. Castro. Daphne, was it? That's very sweet of you. Will you have room for me to take my lab equipment? I promise not to make a mess.
Well, as I said, my room is rather large, so as long as it will fit, you're welcome.
Thank you. I see no problem with checking up then. Feels like JC.
One.
Does Juan have any objections?
Yes. It would be improper to enter the room of a lady. I will hunker down in my own room.
Always a gentleman.
Cheska rolls her eyes and says, JC, we are not hunkering down in the room of a lady. We are preserving ourselves for the best means that we have, so that we may continue our mission instead of being downed by whatever unholy forces have caused the nightmare happening above ground.
JC's gonna put his hands on his hips, look down, breathe in, and breathe out. Very well, but I will stand guard by the door.
That's very
I'm gonna go get my
proper.
weapons.
Thank you.
That's very kind. I should mention to all of you that there's already a man in my room. Well, more of a rat, really. But one might refer to him as a man. Perhaps not much these days. I have a ghoul.
Francesca's head perks up and she says, "A man who is also a rat. Please, I would love to meet this gentle rat."
Well, I may allow him to speak, but perhaps not tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. Or today, not today. He only listens to me.
She nods her head in understanding. We've all had boyfriends like that.
But please, make yourselves welcome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna gather my weapons and then grab like a piece of furniture, like a table or a nightstand or something. And inside of Daphne's room, I'm gonna set it up and set my rifle using the piece of furniture as a stand.
I really hope Victor Castro has some
Guys?
pointers for him.
Hey, sorry. Lynn just asked me to move. I gotta move my whole setup, so I have to go to the bedroom. So if we could just take a quick pause, please.
All right, we're gonna take a quick pause. Yeah, you're echoing on Drew's recording, so. All right, so last where we left our cantankerous ne'er-do-wells, a certain Juan Carlos was setting up some kind of makeshift barricade, and I think that Mr. Victor Castro had perhaps some pointers.
Wait, I'm sorry, out of character.
He was Jack's
Going back.
Jack's character was setting up a little barricade to defend the door and what have you while you all rested.
Oh,
And he
so you're saying that like I'm waking up and going into the scene?
No, like he's
No.
he's setting it up while the rest of you are getting ready for bed, so you can harass him while he does it if you want.
Are there any weapons around? Like his weapons, anything?
He has his gun set up, and you also have your weapons too. So the Winchester, a little cavalry pistol, whatever else you brought along.
Okay.
Perfectly fine.
What does he have?
What guns did you pick, Jack?
I didn't know what exactly would be best for 1908.
Oh, damn.
Man-
Person who's a gunslinger who doesn't know their guns. Interesting.
He just
Very,
picks up
very
what
interesting.
he just picks up what
picks up a stick and hope it works.
like an orc.
Yeah, let's see. What's a good Spanish rifle from 1908?
That's a really good question because I don't know that either.
No,
Span-
6, not 1908.
Oh, 1906.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
The
The Mauser Model 1893 was originally developed for this.
action.
It was the Car 98. It's just a Mauser 1893 was developed for the Spanish Army. So
Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit,
it's one of
wow.
those.
yeah,
Okay.
So M1893. That's exactly what I have. Let me put it in my notes.
And
That's
and
what my rifle is.
and a Mauser C96 because fuck it, you stayed hip with the times. You're using a semi-automatic pistol now.
Oh, he doesn't use pistols.
What does he use? Oh, just long arms and sabers.
Yeah, he has his knife for when he really wants to get close and personal. He has a saber, and then he has his rifle.
No trench gun, because trench guns are from '97.
Oh man, trench gun. Yeah, he stole the trench. He stole the trench gun.
An Ithaca Model 1897. Okay, so you got an Ithaca Model 1897 and a Mauser C 1893. All right, perfect. So yeah, he's got an American shotgun, which I imagine Victor looks on with a certain amount of, he got something right, and he's got a very decent German long rifle, the Mauser 1893.
I think he would just look at the armaments, not with like disdain, but with just kind of like perplexity of like, okay, like not what I would have chosen, but interesting choice.
Oh, the trench gun. I definitely have some dragon rounds for that thing. War
Ooh.
crime all the way.
I don't think those existed
Nice.
yet.
Did they not yet?
Incendiary rounds?
Yeah. When were
I don't know,
incendiary rounds?
actually. I'm sure they did.
1960.
They exist in
Damn.
Yeah,
Red Dead Redemption.
Well, maybe
Oh,
that's
no.
an anachronism.
No, they existed before then. They just became popular in 1960.
you can have dragon breath rounds all out.
But only for the trench gun.
It adds to the flair.
Right.
The
Anything
trench gun is
else?
for when...
Anything else we're gonna do before bed?
So I'm sorry. Victor and Juan went to talk to each other, right? They're standing both outside, or
They're
We're both
in.
inside.
Everyone's inside. You haven't gone to
Yeah,
sleep yet.
oh, I mean, are we in our room yet, or
We're in your room, right?
Juan and Victor are preparing outside to sort of secure the place so that everyone can rest properly, and I imagine the two ladies can converse amongst themselves before embracing the slumber. Because y'all probably need to rest. You got like 30-ish minutes until the sun rises.
okay?
Yeah, Francesca or Dr. Morgagni will be bringing her. She had to pack up her stuff back into her trunks, and she's like bringing it into the other room, into Daphne's room.
Perfect.
What is Daphne doing?
Daphne will be on what I can assume is a very nice settee, since this is a fancy hotel, and which is sort of pushed next to a corner where you see a strikingly handsome man just standing in the corner. No expression on his face really, but Daphne does hold his hand, and she just watches, like kind of checking you out as you move about the room, placing your equipment.
She's not unpacking any of it yet.
Oh.
She unpacked it too early last night and is not going to risk going through it again, and having to move again. So she's just setting down her bags and generally like getting comfortable and sitting down. How many beds are there? Or coffins?
Ian?
Racist, but true. There's 4 coffins.
There are 4 coffins. Convenient. Okay. So she'll give a weird looking smile, like she's not used to doing it, to Daphne, and say, I don't believe I got your name.
Daphne. Daphne Lacelia. It's gonna take me a while to figure out how to pronounce that last name, or how I want to, but Daphne Lacelia. And yours again?
You could call me Frankie. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Daphne's gonna smile, a smile that she's too comfortable with smiling, very wide, lots of teeth, and say, pleasure to meet your acquaintance. I'll be looking forward to bunking with you, depending on how long we're here.
Frankie will chuckle and say, so will I. I like your, Sorry, lost my train of thought. I look forward to it as well. You have a very well-trained... well, whatever he is. I thought you said he was a rat.
Well, I like to think of him as a rat. Some might say he's rather handsome, but I do use him for his talents. Not carnally, but in other ways. Rather a useful idiot, aren't you? She says to him. And he just nods, like, happily.
Frankie will nod to that and say, I completely understand. It's very useful to have someone around.
Exactly. Well, make yourself comfortable. I think I'll do the same. And I guess we'll get to know each other a little better tomorrow night.
Of course. Sounds perfect.
And Daphne will go ahead and get comfortable for the night.
Frankie will get into her coffin, or she'll like sit on the edge of it. She'll get into her nighttime clothes, but she'll wait for the gentleman to come back in before she fully retires.
I set up my little encampment right inside the door, facing the door, in case I gotta blast the motherfucker.
And you, Victor?
I'll go up to JC's little barricade and just kind of make small talk. Looks like you're making ready to go to war.
Yes. Being on guard is a boring but necessary duty.
Well, hopefully things don't get too out of hand. I heard, but I think we'll be all right with somebody like you keeping an eye out for us.
Si Dios quiere, nadie nos afecta.
I didn't understand that, but I'll take your word for it.
The hours begin to melt away. The ladies restrain what inner impulses they have, as do the gentlemen. And
Okay.
I mean, come on, we're vampires. You know what's going to happen. So, I haven't had sex with a man since the Lincoln administration. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. Okay, so after a little bit of time, the fires above begin to smolder and die down, and a quiet kind of settles over the city. You then, roughly around 5 p.m., start hearing a commotion upstairs, and can kind of make out that the wreckage above is being combed over and what have you. And by about 6:30, they seem to have desisted. 6:48 rolls around. That means the sun has set. It is safe to emerge and attempt to make your way out of here. I suppose that is the coteries' first pressing task. How do we escape from the wine cellar?
So question, is there any gas lines that go through here?
Give me an awareness check. Also, is your character smart enough to know what gas it is?
He knows that that it causes things to blow up.
That is fair. Carry on.
Oh, damn.
Not good. You're going to need at least a 3 to clock it in the dark and the dim. Because remember, there's no such thing as dark vision. Which is hilarious.
If JC will relay what he's trying to do, or relay his idea.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna be much stricter than I was in the other game. You have to articulate what you are doing, and I prefer conversations to happen in media res. That way, everyone's on board. So I'm going to assume that JC tells everyone, is there a gas line here? Because the gas line is probably what set everything on fire upstairs. Unless they shut it off, it might still be active.
No, the way Juan Carlos lets everyone know is y'all hear him stumble around, looking at the walls, groping the pipes around here, and you just hear him go, "Mierda! Why don't they label these things better?"
Anyone else want to roll an awareness to try to intuit what the chaotic gremlin is attempting to do?
Yes.
Can I roll investigation?
Yes. Let's see what this moron is doing. Victor, you clock it. He's attempting to find a gas line. Jesus Christ, Doc.
Good lord.
Jesus Christ, Daphne.
Find the
The
gas
doctor
line?
has figured out the entire system.
So
Yeah.
Victor understands. Okay, he's trying to find the gas line. That's reasonable. We could use that to maybe blow open a hole or something. Okay. Daphne's like, well, of course, with the gas line and everything, they probably shut it off, unless they had some kind of secondary system in the basement for the rich people. And then Dr. Francesca goes, I'm a very accustomed to wealth, and I know that they would have a secondary gas system in here, which I have found and I have now turned on. And then Dr. Francesca can explain to everyone else that with a little bit of finagling, they might be able to blow a hole to the surface.
I found the secondary gas line. I think with a little bit of tinkering that we will be able to bust ourselves out of here. You might want to stand back, though.
Victor stands back.
Give me
Daphne stands back and just says, "Please show us what you can do."
Juan Carlos smiles. All right, honey, give me a craft check. Let's see if you manage to actually kill everyone in session 1.
I have.
Bury the whole party.
Wait, really quick. Let me check my my rituals really quick, real first.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. If you have blood sorcery basically solves every problem. So.
Well, I just need to check and see how far in advance I have to protect everyone with Firewalker, if that becomes necessary.
Smart.
Are people able to assist with these skill checks if they're also proficient, kind of like a D&D kind of thing?
I will let you add an extra die.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Let me add an extra dot.
Yeah, sure.
So nice.
Add an extra die.
Oh. Okay, great.
Victor's like, if you pack an immortal, blow up harder. Like. And she's like, slaps her forehead. Oh, why didn't I think of that? God, idiot. Like, so dumb.
Okay, so I can add one additional, custom modifier to my roll. Or do I just add a vampire dice? I guess I'm asking how needly you want me to be with this.
Okay, let me double check your sheet to see how the fuck this roll would go. All right, so you click on craft. You click on attribute. I assume you're going to do intelligence because you're not a Dumbo. You can click confirm, and then it's going to say vampire die 5. Just make that a 6. Just give yourself an extra die.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I
give
didn't know
yourself
if you wanted me to be super granular and add a custom modifier for this one roll.
No, thankfully it's a little easier to do custom rolls in this than it is trying to do anything in Plutonium where it's goofy. I cannot believe.
Can't believe I. Hang on.
Dr. Francesca takes a step back. If you want, you can only do it once.
I can only do it once?
Yeah, you're not insolent. I mean, you can't do it twice. You have to. If you do it, you do it or you don't. So just go ahead. You rouse as many times as you want, but you don't get to do it twice and then take the higher option. Because you're no longer, 4,000 years old and Marissa Tomei. Sad.
Why you gotta remind her that she's no longer Marissa Tomei?
Okay, well there goes my hunger.
You could still do it. Like if you rouse, you get to do it again. It's just you take a hunger point or not. That's it. So you could reroll. Ha ha ha. My name is Marissa Tomei. I am the ugliest woman in my village. That was my favorite gag. I was hideous old maid.
I need to see this village.
Jesus Christ, you're ugly? Fuck. All right. Dr. Francesca, with the assistance of Victor Von Castro, managed to pile up a bunch of the wine barrels to kind of move the explosion up, kind of dissipate the impact. Now, Dr. Francesca, you have to determine who gets to light it and set it on fire. How do you want to do that? Molotov cocktail, chuck a lighter at it, throw a stick of dynamite. Wait, we had this the entire time?
She pats her pockets and says, "Drat, I don't have any explosives on me. JC, dear, do you have any?"
He hefts his gun.
You're just gonna shoot the gas line?
Yeah.
Do you have anything quieter?
I think the explosion will be very loud. Actually,
fair.
he shoots a gun, and right as he does it, Dr. Francesca is like, "Oh, you should probably cover your ear." And then this massive explosion rips through the cellar, blowing a clean hole up to the surface. Now, a lot of you, Dr. Francesca, and a lot of you also know this will cause a giant commotion. And you should probably skedaddle through the hole and get the fuck out of here as fast as humanly possible.
Daphne
Good thing
just
we're not
made
human.
an aside with her ghoul. Real quick, just to you need to go hide yourself somewhere. We're not coming back here, right? Or are we coming back to this hotel?
You could probably safely have him hidden in that little alcove for a couple of days, so.
Oh, well then she just says, "Stay here."
He just,
And then
you tell him to stay hidden, so he just turns around and faces the wall.
never mind the fire. Just stay here.
Frankie turns to Daphne and says, "Please have him guard my equipment."
You heard her. Please guard her equipment.
He pivots
What
ever
about
so
Sunday?
slightly to the left so that he's actually looking at the stuff now. And then he just continues to stand it.
I mean, I could just take the equipment.
It's big, isn't it?
3 bags.
Yeah,
But JC's willing.
of course.
My rat.
As I
was
said, Daphne,
there.
there are uses for having a man around. I totally agree.
We can come by later if we have a use for him.
Thank you, she says to JC.
Yeah, I'm gonna just heft her stuff. Like
Be
stack it
gentle,
and
there's glassware.
you hear clink. And then he freezes and looks at you. Let's see. Can I do a dexterity athletics to make sure that I can move this without breaking everything?
You just do it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna bend you over the barrel for this. You get everything up to the surface. Now, do you want to explain to everyone something that you left upstairs?
Something that I left upstairs.
Check your DMs, buddy.
Let's see. Oh, our car. Yes. We have a vehicle. We did not take a cab.
You just walked into town, whatever, to the Studebaker dealership, and paid about $5,000 in 1906 money, which was a stupid amount of money just to get a car. Like a stupid amount of money. And I'm trying to find the image I have for it. So anyway, there's like there's a goofy old-fashioned looking car just lying around. So, I found it.
And I did spend advantages on having a haven, so I already have a backup house. It's fine.
Perfect. This is the car. Behold, your chariot awaits, gang. Like,
Yeah. As we scramble upstairs,
yeah.
I'm gonna mention to the others. It is a good thing I bought a backup home. I never trust these hotels.
Great thinking, JC. You did wonderful.
you everyone piles into the car, I imagine. It's like charitably a 3-seater. I imagine a lot of you can just sneak in there. One of you rides in the back in the cook chair.
JC.
I'll
Oh,
try.
is he heavy? Oh,
The
he's
only-
driving, never mind.
Actually, he hired a. I don't think any of you actually have drive, except
I do.
except Victor.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, I do.
he hired a valet to drive it, but the guy just dipped because of the earthquake, and so Victor has to take the wheels on this one. Thank God.
All right, I will take the wheels.
He turns it on. He honks a horn. It plays La Cucaracha somehow. And someone has to hold the map and give him directions. To cut down on tomfoolery, Juan Carlo is going to be giving him the directions using survival. So please roll survival and then give me a drive check, Victor.
Okay. I think the attribute here would be probably.
Dexterity.
Yeah, I think dexterity is going to be the one for that.
Let me browse. I don't think 1 is a good enough success.
Dude, you're fine.
There we go.
All right, the coterie drives through the gnarled streets of San Francisco. The 1 is fine with the survival modes. It's not that tough. Plus, you got a crit, so that's fine. So, and you drive down the street, and you can see firefighters dousing immense flames, buildings spilled out onto the streets, bodies and thin white linen sheets draped on the streets, police cordoning off traffic. You see the Red Cross handing out supplies and what have you. As a lot of you around the corner, be waiting to behold the wonder that is the Grand Opera House, and dead ahead of you, you see a smoldering crater.
Well, shit.
I know if the prince is making it out of that.
Yeah, in reality, San Fran's Grand Opera House was actually quite beautiful, but the thing imploded upon itself during the earthquake. So,
Frankie sniffs the air and smiles and says, "Well, this is disappointing, but at least we can appreciate the ambiance."
oh, let me
Quite
send
exciting.
you all to the generic San Francisco map so you have something to look at. All right. What sucks is the Opera House isn't on this map because it was built in '76, which angers me, but whatever. So, ahead of you, you can see the smoldering ruins. You can see a variety of firefighters seem to be finishing up the job. The horses are being fed and reassured after the chaos. The firefighters are clearing out debris. One of them kind of cocks his head to the kind of side and walks up. Can I help y'all? Kind of rich for this time of night, ain't you? It's dangerous around these parts. Y'all should get back up to Boyle Heights or wherever it is your kind comes from.
Daphne's gonna ignore any of his questions and just say, "Have you pulled any bodies from the rubble?"
He kind of he tips up he tips the back of the helmet to the front, obscuring his face, and readjusts it and goes, shucks, we ain't found nobody. Thankfully, they were just doing a performance of 12th Night, and no one showed up.
Except for the actors, I assume.
No, they didn't show up either. Kind of. It was damn strange. A shame, though. Well, luckily no body's being pulled out of here, though, but building's gone. All that's left is a skeleton. Now, y'all best get back on home. The walls are liable to fall down on this thing in no time.
Yes, let us move on. I will be sure to pass by once they start making a collection to rebuild. I want my name on a plaque.
He just single-handedly rebuilds the entire...
Well, perhaps we should pull around somewhere more discreet.
There really isn't. You're in this giant...
There's no more walls.
rickety jalopy. I think this part of the city got hit the most. You can see that the walls are collapsing. There's fires everywhere. There's actually quite a bit of a crowd. So how would we like to slip into the ruins and see what's amiss?
Stealth checks. We could literally just try to sneak in.
Drew?
Yeah.
Wait, are there other people watching?
There's like a small crowd of lookers on, people handing out supplies, some people kind of assisting, combing through the wreckage and stuff. It's about like 7:40, like 7:30 at night or whatnot. It took you about 30 minutes to get over here to the commotion.
Can we, any of us, sense anything like, because I know, sometimes we have like extra good hearing and things. Like, is there any like thing?
Well, if one of you had auspex or something, I mean, anything could happen.
That sounds like me, I think. But I don't remember how to use it. So hold on.
Don't worry, I have
Oh,
the power of money.
Oh,
I'd like
wait.
to find a homeless person and pay them to cause a distraction.
You see a guy on the side of the road missing a leg, and it says Civil War veteran need help. How much money do you give him? Actually, no. Spanish American war vet, and it says lost my leg on San Juan Hill.
Oh, Oh, alright, so I'm gonna give him two different things. I'm gonna walk up, offer him a hand, and say, Hermano, seems like you're down on your luck.
He looks at you and says, "Shucks, I ain't heard Spanish in a long time, and I kind of cooled off about it. Something I can help you with, Padre?"
Yes. I need someone to cause a ruckus.
He kind of raises an eyebrow. He's like, "A ruckus? Well, I'm a gentleman. I don't engage in ruckuses. Commotions, on the other hand." He starts like rubbing his fingers together in the gesture to bribe him.
Yes, a commotion would work.
How much money are you gonna give him? Now remember that, like $1 would be like absurd.
So I'm gonna hand him over two things. I'm gonna hand him over 15 singles
Jesus
as
Christ.
like a wad, a roll of ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in his hand and say, for fluidity. And then I'm gonna hand him a also. He said he's missing a leg, right?
Yeah.
I'm hand him 2 gold coins.
Jesus
and point
Christ.
to his pants leg and tell him that he should hide those for an emergency.
You
Like
get,
literally hide in the cold.
you basically, the money alone is like $700. Like the gold, unbelievable. The guy looks at you and kind of tips over his shitty little hat and says, "How long do you need him distracted and where you need this to happen, sir?"
He's gonna thumb over the crowd around the Coliseum, the Opera House, and he's gonna be like, "Just a couple minutes. Don't get yourself hurt or anything. I just need to find some things in the rubble."
You see the man stand up, straighten himself out, hobble over to the dead center of the crowd, kind of crack his knuckles a little bit, and he starts performing an aria perfectly, which momentarily distracts you people. like it's like, I didn't know he knew La Boheme. So I'll give you all a 3 die bonus to your stealth checks to sneak into the building. So go ahead. So when you get to the final screen and it says vampire dice, add 3 extra dice to that section.
Okay.
How much is $1?
Jesus, I have 3 crits on that.
Good Jesus, Juan Carlo! You disappear from
Amazing.
God!
Don't say that to him.
Sorry, we're rolling dexterity and then 3 extra vampire dice. How do
When you click on the thing, it'll say vampire die, and it'll tell you the number. Then you just click that and add 3 extra.
Okay.
Okay, so $1 in 1906 today is about $37.
Oh my god, wow.
So I gave him like close to $500.
Oh my god.
Jesus!
I just start tap dancing.
also disappears from the very face of God. A lot of you sneak into the building. The exterior skeleton is briefly holding up. It was made out of masonry, but the interior of the building, which is wood and velvet and fabric and a lot of flammable shit, has basically gone up in a conflagration and melted down a hole through the dead center of the whole building. It is a wasteland. There's nothing left. What would we like to do?
I'd like to try and track the presence of vampires.
Okay, do you have aspects?
No, but I have tracking, and I assume we have the prince would leave some sort of thing for a meeting place for vampires.
Let me
Pete,
think.
do you have
I
that?
also have the ability to detect hidden vampires. I don't know if that'll work on someone that might have experienced final death.
You're not wrong. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so you want to do a survival check to try to discern?
Yeah.
All right, give me a survival. Okay, or don't listen to me at all. Well, the DC was 5, so congrats. You remember what the prince told you about. He'll know when you are here You look through a variety of. You start scrutinizing the wreckage and stuff, and you see that there's actually an unusual amount of brass work in various places that is asymmetrical. You trace the brass work into a section where you see it's been damaged, and it seems to be I forgot what the hell these are called, but like one of those like weird little mirror setups where it lets you see something long distance because it just reflects all the light off mirrors. And you trace the pipes into the ground, and at one particular point where all the wood is kind of melted away into the sub-basement, you see that there is a stone floor. Considering your previous example, where you were hidden away in a stone-based warren, you can assume that there is some kind of subterranean element to the opera house where the prince was going to meet you. So you have to find a way through this stone. It seems to be granite that has been kind of meticulously layered, and you see that it has been cocked into place. Excellent masonry. How would you all like to break through?
I'd say just good old strength checks. Just try to actually see if we could just body our way through it.
Give me an awareness check.
Okay.
And go ahead and add 2 die to that.
Okay.
Also, anyone can make this check, by the way. Like, it's you got to get through the stone. I imagine Juan Carlo would.
You can add 2 dice.
Yes, to the awareness check,
Okay.
which you people apparently desperately need. Jesus, like, or not. A lot of you are looking around, and the building is relatively unsound except for a few sections up on the 2nd and 3rd floor where there were balcony seats that seem to be extra reinforced, that seem to be sturdy. And then you notice one very interesting object. Somehow, despite the flames, there is a large harpsichord that is perfectly intact, sitting on the stage, somehow untouched by the flames. Get that thing high enough and chuck it at the ground, and you might be able to blow through it.
Okay. But do we need to destroy a perfectly good harpsichord to do that?
What are you, a Toreador?
It's Italian.
I just not the finer things, I guess.
I said piano, not piano. Like,
Yeah. Exactly.
all right, so there's also the remnants of the pipe organ that has melted into a very large segment of brass. If you wish, you could break that apart and get it up high and chuck it, and probably work. Have Victor take a note. Steel,
Yeah.
harp, or
Let's-
scored.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
If it's clearly already damaged, then I would say, like, yeah, let's go ahead and use that and salvage that. But something that's, like, pretty much intact, I'm like, no, we come back for that.
Okay. Give me some athletics checks to get the thing into position. And then get me a... Let me see. What would be the most appropriate... And then give me a craft check with a +3 to see position exactly where you need to stick it to chuck it. And Juan Carlo and Victor, you two can do these in tandem.
But here's this one. And you said add 3 to craft?
Yeah, and you can have Juan Carlo do all the heavy lifting, literally.
Okay. Works for me.
All right, perfect. The lot of you get the large lump of brass up 3 stories. Yeah. One of you, I imagine, I don't know, carries chalk. Actually, oh my god, do the ladies wear lipstick?
Yes.
or no, not at this time period.
Oh, that's true.
I do.
Because she's a
Okay, go
whore.
for it.
So you
Yes, I am.
take out a little roll of lipstick and make a little circle on the ground and kind of gesture, here, gentlemen. They chuck it, and it blows through the ground, exposing a pristine layer underneath. What would we like to do now?
Go
What do we
into the
see?
hole.
Yes, go in the hole.
Into the MacGuffin hole.
Dive.
The MacGuffin hole. This is a Silent Hill reference.
There was a hole. there was a hole. It's gone now. Okay, so you jump into the hole, and you are immediately aware of a hallway set up in the fashion of the ancient regime. Meticulous French monarchical stylings lining the walls with Fabergé eggs in little tiny alcoves. You see gas lamps still lighting the way and whatnot. The floor is covered in golden filigree with beautiful marble inlay and pure lapis lazuli pillars that probably weigh several 100 pounds flanking each side of the hallway. And it continues up to the north to a large doorway. If you look behind you, you can see that the rest of the place seems to have collapsed in on itself from the earthquake, but this section, a little bit more soundly crafted. What would we like to do?
Ascend. Frankie is going to stride confidently towards the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and make a little motion with her hand to indicate that everyone should follow.
Daphne follows swiftly behind.
Yeah, we'll follow along.
All right. Ahead of you are large ebony wood doors with one unfortunate feature: silver door handles. The prince is a dick.
Frankie will roll her eyes and grab the door handles,
Hmm.
try to open it. Doesn't
Perfect.
open.
Yeah. Do you have the folkloric bane against silver?
Not against silver.
Then you are fine. The door just opens. As you open the door, you can see that there is a small little alcove to the right of the door that says that has a little thing in fancy calligraphy that says "For those of lesser pedigree," and it's a series of cloths in order to grab the door handle and open it. You enter into the
Doesn't bother me.
you enter into the main chamber. Hold on a second. Oh, I already put you all on this map. Perfect. You find yourselves in a strangely modern suite. The floors are in various geometric patterns, kind of the earliest throes of Art Deco, and you can see sunlight actually beaming through the windows despite being underground. Rather unusual.
Still past sunset?
Yes, and you are also underground, so this makes no sense.
Okay.
Make an occult check.
I'm gonna let you finish describing the room.
All right, perfect. Let me see here. In the area, there's a relatively thick layer of ash on the ground. A variety of the books on the shelves have fallen and burned. You can see that one of the alcoves where there was a gas lamp has fallen on the ground, and the flame still kind of smolders. As you look above, you can see the ceiling is made of a very fanciful wooden ceiling with the inlay and the chandeliers and whatnot. And you can see on the northern section, it has collapsed, and splinters of it lie strewn across the ground. What would we like to do?
Frankie would like to make
the
an
splintered stuff.
What was that?
I said I was saying investigate all the splintered parts, see if there's anything underneath it or something.
Yeah.
All right, sure. Give me an investigation check on that one, Victor, and what would you like to do, Francesca?
would like to make an occult check because it's really strange that there's all this light streaming in underground.
Go ahead. Make an
Pass.
occult check. The DC is 3.
Okay.
Perfect. I'll give Francesca's first. You've heard of this before. Some vampires long for a semblance of the light, so they enchant windows to mimic the sun. The windows are simply enchanted. It's magecraft. It's harmless. It will not affect you if you pass into it.
Frankie turns to the others and says, "It's a simple enchantment. It should pose no harm to any of us."
Now, for Victor, as you see your way around the splinters and what, you can see the northern end of the room near the desk has a larger variety of them, some of them impaled deeply into the ground. You could reach the conclusion that the ceiling likely splintered after the earthquake, but you can't detect anything amidst the ash and debris. It's all a blur.
Okay.
Anything else anyone else would like to investigate?
Is the desk area undisturbed, or was that with the splintered stuff?
There's large splinters and piles on it. Half the desk is burned. Basically, like a third of the room seems to have caught on fire and then died out. And all you see in the northern section, basically, here, I'll just fucking do a little doodle here. So, like, basically, this area over here is basically burned, where the rest of the area is intact.
That's where the spill. Is that where the fallen gas lamp is? Is in that circle?
It's actually over here, this little pillar right here.
Strange.
Is there anything else we would like to
Does it-
investigate?
Here that the damage is from what happened in the earthquake, or something that happened in this room?
Investigation check. All right. Now you people are beefing all the rolls at the most important part.
I'm going to investigate whether the fallen smoldering gas lamp seems to be related to the big burned area that it's next to but not in.
Dr. Francesca Morgagni, in her infinite genius, has concluded that the lamp that has fallen seems to... The splinters fell on the ground, then the lamp fell, and the lamp spilled its oil and burst the splinters on fire, which burned the area. It was a pretty devastating fire. Nothing within it would have survived.
Do we see any like fancy clothes in the hat? Is there any ashes that maybe indicate,
The burn,
the prints?
the debris and soil and burned material from the ceiling and the wood has basically obscured the area. You have to take some time literally rooting around in it to find anything discernible. If you all take a little bit of time doing this, everyone gets a +2 bonus to an investigation check.
Right. I don't see why not.
Yeah, we should maybe pull a few pieces up off the floor. When you say +2 bonus, is that the vampire dice?
Yeah, just add an extra to that, yeah. Thank God,
Alright.
this is so easy to do. Jesus Christ. They can't keep getting away with this.
Oh my god!
I just need one of you to succeed. Oh, thank you, Doctor. Finally, we can get to the next fucking MacGuffin. I gotta appreciate, Juan Carlo for not even attempting to try.
Look, I have an investigation 0. My intelligence is 2. Okay.
Mine's even lower.
So, Dr. Francesca perhaps informs the rest of... Wow, Jesus, that tracks. Dr. Francesca perhaps maybe wishes to direct Daphne and Victor to help get their efforts in a more cohesive manner. Are you going to tell them how to search the room? Anything like that?
Certainly.
not
The
just
doctor
gonna-
rolls up her sleeves and again sort of, waves the others over. And she says, "All right, we're going to do this methodically and we're going to do it carefully. So, what I want everyone to do is take a quarter and rope, either in rows or columns, gently sift through the ashes with your hands. They can be gloved or ungloved, but ungloved is better. And then, if you encounter anything, pull it up gently and put it on top. Do not set it aside. We want to see where it is in relation to the rest of the room. Got it?
Got it.
Understood, madam.
The coterie begins their thorough investigation, and lo and behold, after some time, Dr. Francesca comes across the unmistakable impression of a body that has been burned to a crisp.
Oh no!
Oh, wow, how could this have happened?
So it's like crisp, like the inside's done too.
Yeah, like this was burned to a crisp. Burned to a
That's
crisp.
a waste.
Now, would you like to investigate the body? You may also do, actually, for this one,
Can you do like medicine or something?
Your occult is so freakishly high. I'm going to give this to you for free. This is a vampiric body. This is kindred. This is not immortal.
Ah.
You could reach the natural conclusion that now you may roll occult or investigation. Each one will give you a little bit something more than the other. It's your call here to determine the cause of death. Actually, give me occult. Give me occult.
Okay. Do I get any extra dice for this?
I'll give you an extra one. You're already so good at it, I don't even know why you need it. Jesus. That's fine.
3.
No, that's fine. So, you take out your little archaeologist brush and start dusting off the body and whatnot. You can see the smoldering remnants of various silks that have clung to the flesh. The eyes have been boiled out of its sockets. The flesh is dusty and gangrenous. And you can see that there is a strange kind of hole in the dead center of the chest over the heart. You could reach a conclusion, based on the various shrapnel around here, that when the earthquake happened, the wooden pillar above shattered, impaled this vampire, causing them to enter into torpor, and they were unable to move as they were burned into undeath. Again.
What a fascinatingly grim end. So she again, she like holds up the body, and like puts her fingers into the hole, and says, "This must have been caused by the splinters." And isn't it so interesting how sometimes even that which should stop us from dying does not save us from death? It was burned to a crisp, despite the powers of the night, because we cannot escape the dangers of wooden pieces. Wow.
Daphne is. Oh, sorry. Were you done?
Yes.
Daphne is hanging on every word that the doctor speaks, and sort of kicks the side of, because he's like a full body still, right? But just crispy. Is that right?
Do you actually kick the body?
Just a little bit, just a nudge. I
Your
just,
foot,
like, kick-
your foot just goes right through it. And it's like crunch. It's like like a macaron or something. You just go right through.
Oh.
Conferring with everyone else, but looking at Francesca, or Frankie, one can assume that this is the prince for whom we were summoned. That was a question.
That is a conclusion that everyone can reach pretty readily. Yeah, it's like,
Bull bastard. Well, now what?
Did any of us, anyone else find, well, I guess I'll ask in media res. Did anyone else find anything in their portion of the rubble?
Give me some checks.
Ask the DM. Okay.
All right, what you looking for, Ian?
Honestly, for this one, dealer's choice. As long as it's reasonable to discern something within the rubble or something outside the rubble.
Okay. Well, would awareness fall into this, or is that like
Awareness? Awareness is basically perception. So if you get a high enough awareness, you can clock like a broad spectrum thing. So that's allowed.
Okay.
Jesus. the one part of the story where it's kind of essential that you fucking morons pass your checks. And here we are.
I know.
You're like driving the car 22, like tipping the bellhop 79, solving the mystery of what Buck the Prince to. Like.
I guess we'll never know.
All right, so Daphne, while you're actually rooting around through, you're looking under the desk and whatnot, you bunk your head on the ceiling, and a little slot on the desk emerges, revealing a diary.
Oh. All right. Daphne will pull it from its hiding place and stand and brush off her dress and just say, I found something. Can I flip through the pages, open it, see what's in it?
There's a small clasp and lock on the front of it.
Can I put the diary on the desk and smash it?
Yeah, give me a strength check. Just fucking bash that motherfucker. Real barbarian hours.
Eh.
Let's see what you got here. Let me guess, you beefed it.
I did.
just like really meager. She's like, and then it falls off the table, and then it hits the ground, and that breaks the lock.
Well, it worked. All right, Daphne will then lean down. She's not embarrassed by her gaffe at all because she doesn't really get embarrassed. And
Whatever you say,
flipping
buddy.
through the diary. She's too crazy to get embarrassed.
Oh, that's true.
Start flipping through the diary.
Also, I will say, not a single crazy moment yet. So throw that out there. So,
I did a shuffle. I did a dance.
wasn't that
It's
crazy?
not my fault that you. Yeah, well, you just missed it. It's just a subtle crazy. You haven't seen crazy yet.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Oh my God. Flipping through the diary. Do I see any pages, red ink or something that stands out, or?
I think the person most apt to get through this MacGuffin as quick as possible is maybe the Blood Sorcerer, who,
Oh, that's fair.
if she has that obnoxious power where she can just read a book instantly. Let's see here.
Then
Oh, I don't have that. I didn't see that one.
It's on Jahi's old sheets. So let me look up Jahi's old sheets, and I'll tell you what that fucking power is. So you would pick that. So I'm gonna say that you have that. So just give me a rouse check, and then go ahead and do your little blood sorcery thing. Now, what do you want to discern from the book?
Would like to. I guess she'll. So Frankie is going to like gently lay a hand on Daphne's arm and say, "Please allow me."
Absolutely.
So she takes it and says, "What are you looking for?"
Oh, perhaps, dear diary, today I said for a coterie to do such and such. That sort of thing.
The doctor nods, and are the gentlemen like involved in this, or are they doing something? Are they like still looking?
We're just watching Slackjawed while two beautiful women talk to each other.
They actually got distracted because Juan Carlo actually found a fully illustrated manuscript called Guns of the Early Empire, and they're just oohing and eyeing. And then you see them lifted to the side, and this large fold out comes out showing a huge howitzer. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
men.
So she'll so the doctor will smile at Daphne and say, "Of course, we'll start there." And so that's what I'm going to check for, is like anything about what the plans for this particular coterie is. What are the plans? What have we been asked to do?
Give me a rouse check.
So rouse check.
And then give me okay, you failed, but you still got to do it. Give me I think if I remember this one, it was an occult. Give me an occult intelligence check, and I'll give you 3. Just beat a fucking 3, and give yourself a +2 bonus, because I want this MacGuffin to tee off. Don't fuck this up, thank God. So, now for this ritual, you actually have to like cut yourself, and then the blood flows out of you into the book. So how do you do that?
She's going to pat her pockets and realize she doesn't have what she's looking for, and then turn around to the gentleman and say, "JC, dear, do you have that knife?"
I will readily pull out my knife and offer it to her, blade handle first.
She says, "Thank you," and takes it and slices. Let's go Let's go with the elbow. Let's go at the elbow. You know, like kind of where you get blood drawn. Or actually, no, she wouldn't know that. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's do it like mid-arm, but like sort of at a weird angle.
The blood flows out of you and pours into the book, flowing through its pages, and the information enters your mind. I'm gonna say for this one, when you learn it, you just start audibly speaking it aloud. So just pretend that whatever I'm saying is what Francesca is saying. Let's leave it at that. But I'm gonna keep it a little generic. So the diary seems to be like one of like 24, and this one only seems to capture the last century. It talks about making a fair amount of money during the Napoleonic Wars, pitting each faction against one another. It talks about having to shore up their funds to the Camarilla and everything. It talks about originally being the prince over in Boston, but getting tired of the winters, and eventually making his way out west, settling himself down in the 1830s. It talks about how he's trying to get a stranglehold on the trade networks within the West. He made a fair amount of money during the gold rush, which helped him stay in power and please the Camarilla. He's thinking about expansion and shouldering, and he feels that certain things are starting to move and shake. There's a particular entry where he talks about how there's a lot of saber rattling happening over in the Balkans region, and he thinks it's going to burst into something big and bold that they might be able to make some money off of. And he would like some new blood in the area in order to kind of start getting the motion on that, you know, making your way into the weapons contracts, making sure that the unions are placated, making sure the criminal elements are placated, making sure the politics are placated, and starting to prime the environment for war posturing. He says he's already done a pretty good job at this. He got that Teddy Roosevelt moron elected because he assassinated McKinley. And the guy loves the saber rattle. He says, I wish I was there at San Juan Hill to see how everything played out. But unfortunately, he was too far away. And then it starts talking about how he's reached out to a few people he thinks are going to be able to have the stones to pull off this task, to prepare for a great war. And war is always good for business. And he wants some people who could be able to wrangle all these elements in the bay into a great commerce. From the diary, too, he starts talking about, there's a little back-end section where every couple of months he talks about how much money he's been sending to the Camarilla. It's been steadily skyrocketing. He makes reference that he moves it through a few trusts. He says one downside of that Teddy Roosevelt fella is he's a bit of a trust buster. So he's had to reorganize some of his wealth streams. The Camarilla are a little annoyed there was a faint delay sending the funds around, but they seem to be particularly pleased now. And he lays out some of the mechanisms, how he does it through front companies and everything. He actually owns a very significant minority share of the United Fruit Company. He also says he's getting really tired of this democracy thing in Central America. You might have to take care of that too. And you get the impression after reading all this that the man wanted you here in order to sequester and hold power in the Bay because he's fairly confident there's a big war coming and he wants to be ready to make some money off of it. And that is the end of your information from the diary. And everyone knows everything I just said, so.
Okay.
I'm just writing it down.
Yeah, same. 1 second, please.
It appears our friend was a war profiteer of sorts.
It appears he was. Well, it was a very fine plan. It didn't really, didn't really survive.
Well, he certainly didn't, but it sounds like this plan of his, if only somebody were to take the mantle, so to speak.
That's assuming we're interested in a war.
There's a lot of power to be gained in war.
I'm sure
I
you know a
think
lot about a cowboy.
well, I didn't come here just for the fair weather. I got plans for this place. And the patron here was to be a huge benefactor in that regard, but if he's no longer here, then I suppose it's up to us to take the initiative.
I don't want to be in another war, but I'll fight one.
War does bring a certain flavor to life. I could be interested.
Hmm.
What say you, beautiful? Looking at Francesca.
Frankie has been strangely quiet. She's thinking, and I am reading over something to, if I can find it. I would like to use one of my dots in City Secrets to remember if I've learned anything about the structure of the local branch of the Camarilla and the kindred hierarchy here, of any other major players in this game, aside from the prince himself.
Give me a politics check. And after that politics check, we are going to take a potty break.
Okay.
Because this
Can
is
I
going to...
get some extra dice, please?
Is anyone else... actually, you know what? I'll give you +3, one for each goon. I mean, coterie member.
Okay.
Ian and I do have politics, if that would suffice.
Yeah, honestly, whoever... I imagine you're going to pitch this idea...
Jude's a Ventru, so he should do it.
Yeah, Yeah, that's actually Jude's wheelhouse. Have Jude take it. Like, pitch the idea to him. It's like, hey, what's going on in the area here? Do you know
Okay,
anything?
yeah, I'll expend my city secret on that, or one of my city secrets on that. Mr. Castro, do you know anything about other players who might be in the game?
Well, the prince here was certainly a power broker of sorts. He was more like a gatekeeper. But I'm sure there are other fish that are around that are also vying for power. Now that this natural disaster has occurred, I'm sure there's going to be a power vacuum in its wake and somebody attempting to take the reins in his stead. Let me think about it for a bit. I've only been here for a little while, but I'll see if I can remember some names. And Ian, would you say that that is the result of the check? For him to, like, remember kind of the power players in this area?
Give me a politics roll with a +3, and you can pick whatever modifier you want. I don't care. And after you roll that, we will take a potty break. You could do charisma. I would do charisma on this one. Politics charisma.
Alright.
And then add a plus. Watch, give me like a 10 or some fucking shit.
And plus what you said?
3. Just add extra 3 vampire die. 1 for each goon. Just a 4 Jesus of the Nazarene.
No.
So I'll give you all this before we have to retire for Her Royal Highness. So power vacuums are bad and loathsome. What's the best kind of power vacuum? One where no one even knows it happened. Maybe no one even needs to know what happened. And let's go take our fiver. All right, Victor, you have parsed a few truths in that noggin of yours. You want to lay some truth out on everybody else?
Well, given that the prince was more or less a power player in this area of the Americas, I think it best that we keep the news of the late prince's death quiet. And I say we should try to act in his stead with all the power and convenience that his name provides. What say y'all?
A power grabbing cowboy. Now I've seen everything.
Frankie stifles a chuckle. Poorly.
Could be fun.
I have no other engagements.
We could also.
I
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh
No,
one
go ahead.
JC's just gonna say I do not need money. Power is it's okay. It's okay.
My only concern, really, I think I would do it for the giggles, if you understand. But I do have concerns about whether we wouldn't be making ourselves targets.
Exactly. And so that's partially why we would under the roots of Prince's influence.
Oh, you're cutting out, babe.
Out.
Can y'all understand me?
Now we hear
No.
you. Go ahead. I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. We would be doing this under the roots of the Prince's influence. So I tell you what, I have at least some connections and interactions with the rest of the Camarilla and all the politics and the what have you that entails. Let me handle that part of our role and the prince's role in that society. And meanwhile, I need a team of folks that can do a crack job at very certain things that I can't. So what do we have? We have a smart one. We have a doctor. We have the muscle, JC. And we got a wild card that can just get in and get out and get things done. I would say if we put our heads together, we could get a lot done for whatever your interest personally may be.
I I think I might need to get to know you folks a little better. Maybe we should spend this night together, and I don't mean like that, although I know you were getting excited. And spend a night, take a little night out on this wretched town.
Frankie looks to JC, and raises an eyebrow at him.
Um, that we can get to know each other. He's gonna squint as he says this though. Like he doesn't he's suspicious of how she wants everyone to get to know each other.
Frankie nods at him encouragingly. And then she'll say, I agree. We should discuss our goals before we make any solid moves. But I'm open to the idea.
Very well. Well, given that there was just a natural disaster, I would say we do have a little bit of time before things return to any sense of normalcy. And in that time, I would say we can gather and compose ourselves, get to know better, do a little soul searching to see what we really town. And if we do choose to pursue this venture, I would say we need to learn anything, everything about this prince in order to keep up the charade.
I also want to make sure there's no one else in this town. Because typically, in my understanding of how this all works, the long arm of the prince can reach from one end of the city to another.
Indeed, which is why I say we should learn everything we Prince to see who were his compatriots, who were his enemies, especially. Because I guarantee you, this is the type of person that did not act alone.
Does he have like, like a little address book or anything else in that we can see? Just curious. In his office.
Give me some more investigation checks.
Yeah, I'd like to look for the other 3 diaries as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
21
Fine.
diaries.
My investigation.
Sorry, I thought you
is-
said
All in this
4.
room? Are they all in this room?
It's 20. Okay, so 23.
23 diaries. Okay.
There,
I'm sorry,
no roll needed on the diaries. They're all neatly stacked behind the desk,
Oh.
somehow unharmed.
Okay.
All
But
23 of them. Excellent.
I want to see some. Oh, God damn it, Dr. Francesca. So I hate you so much.
Oh no.
Oh, thank
I
God,
do an
Daphne.
interpret dance.
beefs it. So you find the diaries. Each one will require a separate usage of your blood potency thing. You will die trying to analyze all these diaries using your blood magic. It will take several
Yeah,
days.
can I not read them later?
Yeah. Do you want to
Okay.
do you want to bogart them now?
Like
Well,
take them? Yes.
We could also give some to my rat. He does know how to read. Maybe he could read through some of them for us.
Me no like main character. All right, so you parse through the rest of that. I'm just going to give you all take your time in this. I'm going to give you an auto success. You find double entry accounting records, trust documentation, banking records, lists of names. It's a bit difficult to parse at the present moment. It's a lot to digest. This will take several days to get to work over. But what you can gather, he's a meticulous record keeper, and with sufficient time, you should be able to at least keep up the money flowing to the Camarilla. But right now, commerce is destroyed, so that's probably your number one goal. Got to get things up and running again. God, I got to
I
find
would
you.
say, go ahead, Ian.
I got to get you all a bag of holding. I'm gonna work on that. But carry on, Victor.
Oh, Dr. Francesca, Dr. Morgagni has 2 collapsible bags in her large pockets,
Mhm.
and she will reluctantly give up one of her collapsible rubber bags to hold books.
Mhm.
Do we need to carry more books? Are we taking these books back? Maybe I missed something. Are we trying to take these books back with us, or?
They're basically meticulous records of all of his business enterprises and schemes. They're extremely important.
Okay.
We cannot leave them here for someone else to find, nor can
My-
we leave the prince. In fact, and Dr. Morgagni will turn to JC again and say, "Can I have the big knife, please?"
The big knife. I'll
The,
hand her my saber.
The weapon. Thank you. And she immediately starts hacking apart the dead body at the joints and gently placing the pieces into the other rubber bag.
For study?
Mostly. Waste not, want not.
I like that in a woman.
The doctor will smile and continue her work.
um I, I know we're still deciding what to do, but should we secure a location to keep these items? I'm not sure the hotel is the best place for us anymore.
I agree. We'll need a good base of operations. I'll need a lab.
Can Perhaps, let me go back to these media res. Perhaps we should ask those firefighting gentlemen if any of the other buildings nearby did not fully collapse. Maybe we can take refuge there.
Perhaps.
That's a good idea. I would also say in our study of the prince's diaries and affairs, say we should see what businesses and also what real estate was in his portfolio, because perhaps that could assist us in calculating what are our next steps in venturing out into kindred society once more as repairs to this city begin.
Clever. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Excellent.
take it you're volunteering to search for that?
Indeed. This man seems like he was a man of careful calculation in business, so I would say that I will do what I can to learn as much as possible to act as he acted so that we can blend in as seamlessly as possible and act as closely on his behalf.
Sounds
Frankie
safe.
hesitates and then nods.
Hmm.
And Daphne nods in agreement as well.
Gotcha.
Do you know where to start looking for those types of things, cowboy?
Well, I could certainly look on the bookshelf here. Maybe he's got something in particular. I'm seeing a few books about his real estate holdings. Let's see what he had. And DM, what did he have?
So there's actually a fun building called the Overlook Hotel that burned down the next year.
Oh.
Um,
That's ironic.
yeah, I know, right? Like it is.
Finding music.
Let me see if I can find a photo of it. But that is listed. God damn it.
Cool.
Let me try to find it. Okay, so anyway, carrying on. I'll find you an image of this. It's large. It has a subterranean basement. It is within his holdings. It looks like you'd be able to. You have the titles and deeds and all the necessary accoutrements in order to assert dominance over it. So I would say that is probably your best bet. Just try to vacate by next year.
Well, looking in his portfolio of real estate, I would say we could possibly hold temporary lodging in something called the Overlook. It seems to be very spacious, multifaceted, with a variety of things that could support our research and
Jude, I'm sorry, you're cutting in and out.
Oh, okay. Well, just let me know when it stops.
I think he wasn't talking because I didn't hear him talking in the.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, I was talking, so just let me know when it stops being really shitty.
It stopped. I think you were taking a
Alright.
long pause, is what I'm saying. The clipping was.
Oh, all right. Well, I would say that we ventured to Overlook, which was a portion of his holding, and I think that would be a safe spot for us to hide away and get our bearing, make our next moves.
Are we certain it's still standing? Is that something that you had said, Ian?
Well, I think we'll have to go find out the hard way.
It was untouched by the earthquake for some bizarre reason. But like, even though it's on a fucking cliff, somehow nothing happened. It blows
It's
my
on a
mind.
cliff?
Yes,
Yeah,
look
at this thing.
Like,
It's fucking crazy.
like, untouched by the earthquake. Nothing happened to it. Like
That's
until next year when it bursts into flames. But like,
Oh my god.
Such a bizarre
God.
thing.
let me find a wiki article on it. But y'all just keep commiserating.
Way. It's like on a rock, on a boulder.
So wait, is this the site of the bathhouse ruins? Because you know what I'm talking about, right? It's near the Fisherman's Wharf, not that far. I want to say that I was here back in 2018.
Cool.
Yeah, it's up in the northwest. I think you might be right.
Yeah, because there's like an entire ruins of where it once was, I think. Yeah, Cliff House. Okay, yeah, I know what this is. I've literally been here. I've been to the ruins of it.
Wow.
They've rebuilt it a few times though. It looks like there's a modern one that's just like this big, ugly looking fucking building. But yeah,
Mhm.
It's-
it's a lair for vampires in San Francisco. It actually,
fascist.
when you look over the records and whatnot for the building, you can see that this is the Prince's pride and joy. This is his main area.
Okay. Well, I'd say let's start our venture there.
Wonderful.
All right.
We'll have to work hard if we want to bring over the remaining records tonight, as well as breaking down the scene. If someone else is willing to take over transport, I would be happy to stay here and continue investigating for anything that will need to be removed, in case anyone comes looking.
How close are we to to our hotel? Because I'm thinking about going and getting someone.
2 miles, 2.1 miles to be exact.
That was to the Palace Hotel, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, from
Can I
here to the Cliff
investigate?
House?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I investigate the map for that?
Yeah, go ahead. And while you do that, I'm gonna Google the distance in IRL. So.
My rat has never minded a bit of heavy lifting. If you'd like me to retrieve him,
That would be
I'm
lovely.
sure,
Is he
I'm sure
fireproof?
he would be of help.
he isn't, but he's very crafty.
I can fix that for you. Don't worry.
Perfect.
God.
3.
You succeeded. It's not hard to read a map. Okay, well, I find out how far away this actually is because it's kind of convoluted. I have to figure out what the old address is. Why don't you all keep talking shop?
Hmm.
Well,
Hey.
I could run back to the hotel unless it's too far per the DM. I'm not sure. If perhaps JC Juan would like to drive me, I can go get the rat.
Yes, I will drive. I'll bring us
Do you have
to
points in
get the rat.
drive?
Oh, I
No.
forgot. I'm sorry. It's
No.
Victor. My bad. I got you guys confused for a second. Sorry, Jack.
It's okay.
But if you'd like to drive,
I can drive.
It just immediately backs into the wall. 7 miles away. Oh, Lord.
That's how
It's on.
far.
It's on the other side of the city.
Yeah, right. Lord.
You're gonna have to honk a lot of La Cucaracha to get past all this traffic. Actually, does that song even exist yet? Let me Google
I-
that.
That's actually a really good song. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a drive check. The only person who actually knows how to drive.
Look out.
I like to think that Victor actually has a license. Like, it's just a Diguero type of his face.
with like a little thumbs up on the side saying, "Hey,
Yeah,
okay, he's the bee's knees."
He is all right.
It just says man ? Yes, can drive. So
It just says this man can drive.
you make your way through the gnarled ruins of San Francisco. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you didn't get a 0. I mean, you can't really beef this. I mean, the car goes like 3 miles an hour. You're fine.
Yeah, right.
If you manage to beef this, you guys got bigger problems. Like,
To be fair, it was right after an earthquake, so the roads are fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Is there such a thing as riding side saddle? Because I noticed there's no equestrian skill.
You can ride side saddle, but it makes you a whore in 1906.
Fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you meander your way through the various ruins. The city is destitute, buildings collapsed, fires raging, and you meander your way up to the northwest of San Francisco. And there, past the gnarled, fire-burned skeletons of buildings. You see the cliff house, mysteriously intact, untouched, welcome and waiting. You pull up to the front. You see a small candlelight come out to greet you, and you see a night watchman wearing like an Ebenezer Scrooge-ass outfit with like the little tilted cap and everything, comes up to you and says, "What seems to be the bother? You do know we are closed at present."
We was sent here on behalf of the prince. We're with the United Fruit Company.
Okay, I will say one thing though. Like,
Yeah.
you're overwhelmingly going to be talking to kind, like humans, and they will not. Only kindred. If you say prince, they'll get that, but a human will go, "The fuck are you talking about?" Like it's
well,
it's front company versus front company versus front company versus front company. You get what I mean?
yeah. All
So-
right. So if I say something like we're with the United Fruit Company, that's the front.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, got it.
And the man kind of straightens up a little bit and says, "Oh dear, do you have your papers?"
Indeed, we do. And I start to procure the various odds and ends and
You show
basically
him.
the literature we found in the personal study.
Yeah, you show him the deeds and the trust and everything, and he goes, "Oh dear. Has there been some kind of change in management? What seems to be the problem?"
Well, after these unprecedented circumstances, we were asked to come here directly to assist in the recovery efforts and to oversee the recovery personally.
The guy looks at you, looks up at the hotel, looks back at you, looks up at the hotel, and goes, "Well, there seems to be nothing wrong here, sir. It's actually quite above board. What exactly are you referring to? The rest of the city?"
That is correct. We were asked to lodge here temporarily to oversee these efforts.
Ah, of course, sir. Give me a persuasion check. The DC is like 2. Just don't beef this. Like, you had official paperwork, you're showing up in a fucking car.
Hey,
like-
whoever has looks can add dice.
Oh,
To
shit.
their social
I can
roll.
do that.
Yeah, whenever you
Although,
roll,
I
it doesn't.
don't think you need it.
Here, let me actually double check to see if. Okay,
I do
so,
have looks. Yeah.
So, persuasion, confirm. Seduction 1? That's kind of weird. Oh, I think. Here, hold on a second. Let me fix this for you. Persuasion, specialties, add a new one. Let's just make it looks. Is yours a 4 or a 1? Oh no, you got it. Seduction 1. Yeah, so it already added it. You're fine.
Yeah.
So the man looks you over and says, "Of course, sir. Would you care for the ocean view suite on the top level?"
That would be most desirable, yes, thank you.
The one exposed to the sun.
We're trying to blend in.
That's-
We are trying,
Failure.
we are trying to blend in.
That's a good point. He goes, "Of course, sir." You hear him. He goes back into the kind of foyer, and he actually picks up a phone, and goes, "Operator 124. All right. Yeah, we have a bit of hot shots here. We need the upper suite prepared immediately. Get rid of those Rockefeller jackanapes that are in there right now, and we'll move these people in." Like,
Yeah.
these poor Vanderbilts. These poor people. So, the upper level is eventually available to all of you. The attendant says, "Is there anything else you need, sirs and mums?"
I have everything that I need at the moment, but my compatriots here might need something more specific.
I need a note sent to my man.
He raises an eyebrow. "A man?"
I say it, in a manner of disgust that will let pretty much anyone know that I'm talking about a servant.
He goes, "Oh, yes, of course. A man. Now, where exactly is this man?"
He would be at the remnants of the Palace Hotel. If anyone could get a note to him, I'm sure
Is he just hanging out in a chair somewhere? Like,
He's in the basement in a weird secret room. So like this
yeah, right.
this is not gonna work.
This doesn't blend in at all.
This isn't gonna work.
Come on.
You're asking somebody to do basically fire rescue to go get this random ass dude.
Well, okay, fine. Then,
Well, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt out of character, but I believe before we split up that we agreed that JC and I would handle things at the Palace Hotel and the scene, the opera, and y'all are gonna go get set up at the Overlook.
Oh, maybe
So,
I didn't understand that.
Don't ask. Well, I'm sort of retconning it, but maybe we don't ask the Kine to go dig through fire, which is suspicious because there's fire and nobody should have
Yeah,
survived.
please-
They're gonna find
please
my weird
don't do
lab
that.
equipment.
Okay.
I
I
love
realize we
it.
did not really,
I love Phoenix's approach to this game. By the way, I'm a vampire. Can you go do this?
Yeah, right.
Just trying to think it through, okay?
I'm literally trying to tell the party just smile and wave, folks, and you're like
It's okay. It's
putting
okay.
it on a
It's fine.
billboard that
Go-
there's new management in town.
Go fetch my blood sleep in this bombed
Fine.
down
Also,
basement.
while we're here, the sun is gonna be an issue. Are there curtains?
So, you say this to the guy? He sizes you up. He leans back, folds his hands across his chest, and goes, "Of course, Mum. You need to preserve that complexion. How thick would you like the curtains, Mum?"
Not the doctor, Dr. Margogni is not personally here. That was Olivia's side. So,
Is
Daphne
maybe
has that.
Daphne with her alabaster complexion going to ask us?
thank you,
Yes.
Daphne.
No, her man is more important.
Hey, you,
I need
go
my
fetch my,
service pool,
go
okay? I
go
need
get my,
service pool.
go get my emotional support man slave.
Exactly.
My servants, I
He's my
can't do
emotional
anything with my
support.
servants.
She actually starts saying this, and the man, puts a hand in hers and says, "It's all right, Mum. We have servants here. We can.
No.
Well, he'll come back. They always come back. They need the money." Like, now you were saying something about curtains. Is it about your complexion? I can understand needing to maintain it. It looks like you've never seen this oddment. I'm actually kind
Thank
of
you.
impressed.
Well, thank you for your observation. And yes, we do require heavy, heavy curtains. If those are not in the room, please, can they be provided?
Velvet, velour, linen, of
Oh,
all manner.
Velvet.
Of
please.
course, Mom. Now, what color would you like? 3 hours later.
Yeah, right.
Love
Love the sound.
Obviously, chartreuse.
you see like a brief sense of panic on his face, and he goes, of course, Mom, chartreuse. He leaves. You hear the door shut. You hear him pick up the phone and goes, "We need chartreuse, and we need it now. I don't care what you have to do." Like,
Walking through a ruined city.
Yeah,
you
right.
go out there, you find the washerwomen who could dye this velvet curtain. You get them now. Like,
Oh, man.
we're not having a repeat of the Astor incident. Like,
That almost shut us down.
you put the Jello mold inside a Jello mold, you madman! Like, all right, aspic. So, oh god, I'm crying. So, our other compatriots at the Opera House find themselves mysteriously unmolested as they retrieve a ghoul from an underground warren. The kind have mysteriously disappeared, maybe because JC bribed them all with several $1,000s to leave. And a lot of you reconvene back at the hotel, back at the main suite. Now, I don't have a main suite map, and if you all want this to be your coterie, I open it up to all of you to supply the map for the coterie's location. And I'm not going to be a jackass about this. So, like, the curtains will be fine. You will not suffer the true death while taking a nap here. So don't worry about it too much. Now, unless you do something really dumb, like tell some guy to go fetch your manservant from some bombed out.
It wasn't even that perfect.
Not even just a
Don't say
manservant,
that.
he's an actual fucking
You're
ghoul.
asking like, hey, I have a blood bag in the shape of a man. I just said, can you go get my servant?
He's just standing in the corner of a bombed out basement, not moving, not reacting to anything. So
He knows how to interact with Kine. He's not like he's trained, okay? He's well trained.
He's trained to stare at the walls and not much else.
typical
He
man.
doesn't give me away.
So anyway, anyone who wants to furnish this hotel map is welcome to do so. So the lot of you reconvene back at the Cliffside Hotel, which will remain untouched for the next year. What would we wish to discuss now? You've got the manservant back, you got the diaries and the other stuff and what have you. What would we like to do?
Well, we should probably discuss our first steps for keeping up appearances and returning to a sense of normal. This is all out of character, but I'm thinking in terms of coterie, I really think we should have what is it here? It's the corporate, the corporate coterie, because we could basically be the ones that keep up appearances for his businesses, and we could just set up the Overlook as kind of like a base of operations to manage all of that portfolio and keep up appearances.
Give me like 2 more seconds to keep reading. I did not finish the document. I got distracted taking notes.
Okay, got it.
But I appreciate. Thank you for bringing that up.
Are you reading the coterie document right now, Libby?
Yes.
Could we take like a couple, like a 5, just so I could also look it over without, because like otherwise, I'm sorry, it is gonna be.
You know, honestly, the lot of you just kind of discuss how you want your arrangement to work, and I will read it over and I'll tell you which one is the best. How about that?
Okay, that works.
Yeah, so go ahead, talk about your arrangements. Like, so you've got to feel that he made mention of taking care of religion, the unions, the criminal element. So basically, anything you could think of that would be important to the city, he made mention of it.
Okay, got it. So would it be set up in a way that we each get our own coterie, or we all collectively choose one coterie and that front?
It'd be a collective coterie. I think you all are kind of
Okay,
bound by blood now, pun intended. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Not bound by blood yet.
Yeah, true. I think we need to have like a. The lot of you need to have an in media res. We need to be ally situation. We're the only ones that know about this. We actually have the skill set necessary to accomplish this, and let's fucking roll. Whoever wishes to open the floor with that, go ahead. While I read over the coterie thing.
Well, it seemed that our patron had a wide variety of, and I've made my peace and my decision with how I think, and I think that is through his capital, his real estate, his ventures, etc. However, I think we're only really going to be able to make all if we could all put our heads together and contribute something that is unique to each of us, that we can give insights into how we go about. Now, I'm willing to open this up and make it a little bit more democratic, if you will. And I'm open to options for how you think we should go about this. What say y'all?
I have little interest in politics, but I do have interest in arts and sciences and society, as those are the suppliers of those things.
All right. Very
I
good.
also have interest in making sure that these things are not hindered by some of the more, shall we say, dictatorial natures of some branches of the Camarilla. If we can work together to meet both of our needs. All of our needs, she corrects herself, looking
Mhm.
at the other two. Then I'd be happy to work together.
I think that could be arranged.
However, I will only agree if my friend JC also agrees.
Very
Of
well. Then
course.
what say you, JC?
Ah, well, I follow along what the doctor would like. Frankie has treated me well over the years.
She smiles.
I always like a little bit of fun and chaos. And so far, I've seen this city offers plenty of that, at least in the form of natural disasters, which I find delightful. I wouldn't mind helping to oversee the efforts of cleanup in this city and see where that takes us or takes me. I think that I think I could enjoy myself here. And seeing as I already had business in town, I think I would be more than happy to join your cause.
Very
Very
good.
good. If it helps.
Now, how would each of you say that we go about orchestrating these things? What sort of tools and machinations would we want in place in order to make those things happen? Now, I suggested the corporate route. I'd say we take over his business and try to blend in from a venture side of things as closely as possible. After all, this is a deeply capitalistic society that we live in America. Way to expand our influence than the monetary way. But what do you think?
Money is certainly important. It grants everything else. Uh, we'll need to make sure that commerce can continue. Uh, JC and I have some investments, but we would probably prefer not to divest from that too much if we don't have to. Although, recovery efforts, for that, some exceptions can surely be made. And she'll look at JC for approval.
Yes, yes. I have. Uh, we could probably divest a good bit without risking too many endeavors.
She nods.
Very well.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to derail this conversation. I merely wanted to ask, since we're all getting to know each other, how do you two know each other? I'm looking at Francesca and JC.
Frankie will look at Daphne and look at JC and chuckle good-naturedly and say, "Oh, we go way back. We met in, it must have been Alabama, wasn't it?"
Atlanta. That's where I can't go back.
Right. Alabama was later. Um, we met. Well, we had similar targets, didn't we? Gosh, that was fun. Uh, and we've been partners in crime ever since. I mean, she looks at she looks at Victor and looks him up and down and says, "I mean, partners in well, something, something, not crime, not anymore. The prince is dead."
Mm, thank you for illuminating that. Now, I I apologize again for derailing the conversation. Uh, I would be happy to use my particular set of talents to find out the secrets of this city, if that is required. Uh, I I'm very good at going about unseen, if you will. And I can also use the rat to my benefit. So, whatever you need in that regard, I'm happy to provide.
Certainly, an economy of secrets is always valuable, no matter where you are.
Frankie will nod and she'll smile warmly at Daphne.
Mm. Well then, I think we are in accord, and if y'all don't mind, I will take the reins in this situation. We'll make our next steps, and I'll make arrangements for whatever holdings the late had, and to get those businesses and holdings up and running once more.
I'm amenable to that. Again, as things come up, we'll have to make sure that we're all in agreement, or agreement enough. I would
Indeed.
hate for there to be any discord. We need to make sure that everyone's needs are met. But I'm happy to continue. Uh,
Now, where to start?
Well, seeing as to how it was a natural disaster that had just occurred, the main thing on everyone's mind is going to be returning to a sense of stability and security. And I would say that the best way for us to blend in with the prince's corporate holdings is to start up those businesses the guise of humanitarian assistance, if you.
you're cutting out so
Cutting
badly. I'm
out a
so
little
sorry.
bit,
I can't
babe.
hear what you said.
Maybe you should turn the fan down near you. That might be
It's
what's
not the
going on.
fan, honey. It's
Oh,
not the fan.
okay. Sorry. I don't know.
All right. So, long story short, I'm suggesting that we go about getting the businesses back up and running again under the guise of so that,
The guise of what?
I think he's saying humanitarian effort.
yes,
Ah,
assistance, humanitarian assistance.
okay.
Basically, placate everyone around, or at least give the guys that we are placating and being humanitarian and being, assisting so that the weaker willed ones will get out of. They will simply be satisfied, they'll be happy, and they'll go about to their normal daily lives and not want to make waves. They'll stay out of the way.
Certainly, that's a great idea. How will we convince any remaining kindred we find, especially Camarilla?
Hmm. I'll have to think on that. I'll need to look more into the prince and see how they thought and see what were their goals, enemies.
He said enemies and allies. I'm sorry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
He's cutting out.
yeah.
Sorry.
One thing too you want
So,
to keep in mind, and you would have done this with your politics check, is what does every prince have? A sheriff.
Minions.
Yeah. Where the fuck is the
Ooh.
Okay.
sheriff?
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that not what I used one of my dots on city secrets for? Was
Uh,
for that information?
Okay, you figured out the sheriff then. I'll get you the sheriff by next session.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So first things first, we get in contact with the sheriff, establish a sense of order before we begin with our humanitarian effort. And then that's when we proceed onward to, I say, make a social call with the political elites of this city, or at least what are left of them. Get to size them up, see what they're about.
I'm in agreement. I think that's a great plan.
Now, what else can y'all think of that I am not, that is extremely important, that could help us in our efforts?
Frankie takes a long pause. And then she says, it's very important to keep up with technology, and the infrastructure of the city will likely have been eroded, if not completely destroyed, by this. Now, the Camarilla can certainly shy away from modern inventions. I have known people recently who refuse to use telegraphs, but that will be essential to keeping up with industry and making money, and it will also be essential to getting a leg up over other cities and other branches of kindred governance.
Agreed. It seems that the late prince, as old as he may have been, was surprisingly up with the times and was not set in his antiquated ways and was learn new things, expand his domain. I think that's the easiest way for us to gain power in this sense, as well as impersonating Prince, is to follow his playbook that he has already so illustriously laid out for us.
Agreed. I'm sure that's how he helped. I'm sure that was a big contributor in his wealth and power. I agree. We must keep it up, and I confront that.
Ian, is there anybody else besides the sheriff that we would have been thinking about with those checks, for who to contact, or
He would
anything like
obviously
that?
he would obviously have contacts within the unions and culture and religion and stuff. I'll get you those names by next session.
Okay, got it.
I'm actually gonna do a little research and see who was the head priest of the Catholic Church in this time period. And you'll have a lot of crap. Like, you'll have a lot to work with.
Oh, well, it would have been Archbishop Diddler or something. Who knows?
Wait, how did you know?
Yeah, right. Well,
How close are we to what time is it in the game?
Yeah.
It's about I'll say like 1 or 2 in the morning. Actually, let's say 3. So if you all want, we can actually close out here. I think we're actually a pretty good stopping point.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Will somebody post up what the coterie wants to do next session so I can tee up all the NPCs and maps and whatnot, and I'll see when the hell we could do this next. Y'all did a great job, and also enjoy your 3 XP since we finished the session. So congrats, everybody.